Hello, and welcome to the Texas Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We are so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Daisha. I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items to share. Your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists will not be able to see or hear you. However, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is one of many sessions happening tonight, so be sure to check out the schedule on StriveScan's website. This presentation will be recorded as well and will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, DigiPen Institute of Technology.
Hello, good evening. I'm going to share my presentation here. Start my timer. Thank you so much for having me. Good evening. My name is Jeff Hill, and I serve as the Director of Outreach at DigiPen up in the Seattle area, just located east of downtown Seattle. You've maybe not heard of us before. I like to say we're small but mighty, a small campus, but the impact our students make in the world is pretty impressive. What are we? Where are we from? How did we start? We were founded in 1988 in Vancouver, British Columbia. And we were actually founded as a computer simulation and animation company. And our president learned quickly that he could not find the talent to complete the types of projects he wanted to complete. So he started DigiPen. It's kind of why we have a weird name. It actually stands for digital pencil. And we became a college shortly after the company was started because there was a need there. We became the first school in the world to offer a bachelor's degree in video game programming, which is pretty interesting. And our areas of expertise range in the STEAM fields. So that science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And our areas of expertise listed here: computer science, digital art and animation, game design and development, and music and sound design. Like I mentioned a minute ago, we are located in the Seattle area, specifically 16 miles east of Seattle, so in the Pacific Northwest. Beautiful area up here if you've never been. Downtown Seattle has a lot of world-renowned attractions, and there's also a lot of outdoorsy activities and lots of water around us as well. So it's a beautiful area. The Redmond area that we're located in is a game development hub. There's over 400 game-related companies within a 20-mile radius of our campus. So if you're interested in making games, this is the place to do it. We are also, like I said, we're small but mighty, some fairly impressive stuff from our wonderful students. We're, like I said, we're the first school in the world to offer a bachelor's degree in video game programming. We have 10 total degrees. 8 of those are undergrad degrees. And I'll get into those a little bit later. Average class size is 18, and our graduates have contributed to over 1,600 different games. So if you play games, chances are one of our graduates have worked on it. We're also ranked, this is my favorite stat, we're ranked in the top 5 best game design schools in the country. So pretty neat information about us there. Also, the Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce did this really neat study for college's best return on investment. And we're ranked #1 in Washington State and top 1% in the United States. So I always encourage people to check that study out. On to our degree programs that we offer that you might be interested in. Our degree programs fall into these 4 general categories, kind of like I mentioned a little bit earlier. But these have our specific degrees listed on them. So computer science, game design and development, digital art and animation, music and audio degrees. So 5 of our degrees are bachelor's of science degrees, where you're first and foremost getting a computer science degree, and then there's different concentrations. And then we have our art degree, and we have music and sound design degrees. Our academic approach is sort of the most important part of our academic approach. The pinnacle of our education is project-based learning. So you take a bunch of classes and then you apply what you learn in those classes to projects that you're working on, whether that's game-related projects, animation film projects, or other computer science related projects. It's our students' absolute favorite part of the curriculum. They end up coming away making between 2 and 4 sort of professional level games the whole time they're there, and really get a hands-on approach and the ability to work with other people quite closely. Application is open for fall 2022 and spring 2022. ACT, the highlights are that ACT and SAT are optional. We do have some portfolios required for a couple of our degree programs, and pre-calculus is required to have taken in high school for most of our computer science degrees, although not all of them. So make sure you check them out on our website for the specific portfolio requirements. Kind of already mentioned that. Deadlines are really important for us. We are on a rolling admissions basis, so when all of your application materials are in, you'll hear from us within 2 to 4 weeks. That first deadline, though, is February 1st. That will give you greatest access to scholarships and to housing. And then our general deadline is April 1st. That guarantees you a spot in the class if you're admitted. And then our final application deadline is July 1st. So the earlier the better is what we always say. Lots of great ways to connect with us. We have virtual events, we have in-person events, we are open for campus tours, we are open for preview days, for student shadows where you can go to a class with a student. Lots of great ways to connect with us and get all of the information you need, so check those out on our website. These are the online events, and then these are the virtual events. So thank you so much for having me, and here is our contact information. I will also throw my direct email and our phone number into the chat after I stop sharing my screen. Thank you so much.
Thank you, DigiPen Institute of Technology. Our next presenter will be the University of Kansas.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. My name is Amy Nelson. I'm Assistant Director of Admission at the University of Kansas. And we love our Jayhawks in Lawrence, Kansas. So that is probably the most recognizable thing about the University of Kansas is our love for our Jayhawks. So here I put our social media tag. So anytime you're on campus or you're an admitted student and want to share your experience about University of Kansas or being admitted to KU, share it at Be a Jayhawk. And so this is kind of more of a deep dive into the University of Kansas. So we are a medium-sized university of about 19,000 undergraduate students. When you put all of our campuses together, Lawrence, Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, Kansas City, Kansas, Salina, Kansas, we have about 28,000 students. We have a School of Medicine. We have 11 different schools at the University of Kansas. We're known for our School of Engineering, our School of Architecture and Design, our School of Education, especially our special education program. Our largest program on campus, undergraduate-wise, is our psychology program, but we have over 400 areas of studies in different majors, certificates, and programs. But when it comes to actual majors, we have over 200 majors that you can choose from. So if you're undecided, there's plenty of options available for you. We are an AAU school, Association of American Universities. We're one of 65 in the United States and Canada. We're very proud of that designation. What that means is we're a top tier research institution. AAU schools actually get about 60% of all federal funding for research in the United States, and we make up less than 1% of universities in the United States too. So we're very, very proud of that designation. We're a top 10 college town. So if you do come and visit the campus, do take in Lawrence, Kansas. And we are downtown, we call it lovingly Mass Street. It's Massachusetts Street, one of the more scenic downtowns in a college town. So make sure that you make a point of exploring Lawrence when you're coming to KU for a visit. Also, when it comes to different opportunities for our Jayhawks, we're very, very proud of our study abroad program. We're actually ranked 18th in the nation when it comes to study abroad participation, over 160 programs in 70 different countries. So that is one thing I definitely encourage students to to take in when it comes to your college experience is studying abroad. Actually, one of our admissions reps, she had studied abroad. She graduated in 3 years at KU, but studied abroad 4 times. So you can definitely study abroad more than once. And we definitely encourage our students to think outside the box when it comes to their education opportunities at KU. And so like over 28% of our students do study abroad. About 40% of our undergraduate students come from out of state. We have students from every state in the United States and 110 different countries at KU. We are a Division I NCAA school. We're very, very proud of our Jayhawks. We're getting excited about basketball season starting, but we have many other Division I sports. So if you are interested in athletics, we encourage you to contact them directly. And we have over 600 student organizations. So we always tell our Jayhawks, it's a great way to find who you are, learn a lot more about yourself. We have organizations, academic, social life, social justice, much, much more. So you can definitely find who you truly are as a Jayhawk within our student organizations. And so how do you become a Jayhawk? Basically, our application is live. Our application deadline is December 1st if you want to be considered for scholarships. So apply.ku.edu. We accept the common application and of course our application on our website. We are test optional. So we do kind of do more of a holistic view, take a look at your cumulative GPA, your academics, and so forth. When it comes to admission requirements, we we have the GPA, strictly GPA, so 3.25 and a 4.0 scale. Let's say your GPA is a little bit lower, but you do have a 21 on your ACT and at least 2.0 or above GPA. Then what this means is you are admitted into KU. Some of our specific schools, School of Engineering, School of Architecture and Design, School of Business, that they may have requirements to get into their schools that will be a little bit above this, but this will get you into the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the School of Journalism, the School of Welfare. So this will get you admitted into University of Kansas. And then when it comes to cost, again, when it comes to our freshman scholarships, it's solely based on cumulative grade point average on a 4.0 scale. So as you can see here, they range anywhere from a 3.25 to all the way up to the 4.0, 8,000 to 16,000 per year. These are renewable scholarships. When you apply for admission, you're also applying for scholarships at that time. And then, like I said before, if I can't hammer it home enough, make sure you're applying by December 1st if you are a senior this year. If you apply after that, you will not be considered for scholarship. And then if any interested seniors, if you are considering KU, I'd encourage you to take a screenshot of this. This is basically your timeline to becoming a Jayhawk. So the FAFSA is open. We encourage students to complete the FAFSA. We'll send financial aid award letters out in the spring semester. Early action deadline, what does that mean? If a student applies by November 1st, which is Monday, that is so crazy, you will have opportunities to be able to select housing earlier, orientation, and other perks. So if you are interested in KU, I'd encourage you to get that in. And if you can, by November 1st. If not, just make sure you are applying by December 1st. Our housing application opens on November 4th. And then as we kind of get more into your senior year, for students who decide that they are coming to KU, orientation registration opens up on February 1st. Housing, students who have submitted their housing application, you will pick housing starting in April. And then, as most everyone here, our enrollment deadline is May 1st. So if you have any questions after tonight, here is my contact information. Feel free to reach out and also schedule a visit. If you have not come to KU, our link right here is to schedule any of our campus visits, any of our virtual visits. And we're also going to be doing off-campus events in the state of Texas in the spring. So rough talk. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, University of Kansas. Our next presenter is the University of Wyoming.
All right. And trying to find the presentation. I have too many tabs open. All right. All right. So my name is Alicia Johnson. I'm with the University of Wyoming. I am really excited to talk to you a little bit about the University of Wyoming today. Really quickly on this front slide, this is our closest mountain range to us. It's called the Medicine Bow National Forest, and this mountain range is in that. Medicine Bow Peak is right there. So this is about 40 minutes from our campus. So I would like to point that out. This is a really pretty view from campus as well to see that mountain range. All right, so we are located in Laramie, Wyoming. We are a college town. We're about 32,000 people in Laramie, so definitely a college town. Everybody supports the University of Wyoming, which is great. We are the only university in the state of Wyoming, so it's really fun. So not a lot of split households in Wyoming because you have most student people and parents have come to the University of Wyoming, so that's great. A couple other things about the University of Wyoming that we'll talk about. We are nestled in a valley. We're in about right around 2.9 million acres surround Laramie, so lots of outdoor activities. I like to tell parents and students that you can literally do anything you could ever want to do outdoors here. We have biking, hiking trails, lots of snow sports you can do here. The closest ski resort to us is about 30 minutes away. So you can snowboard, ski, snowshoe, snowmobile, lots of different things. You can hike, bike, fish, hunt, all the things you could ever want to do outdoors you can do here. So that's what's really fun. So if you want the outdoors to be part of your college experience, we are definitely the place for you. So just a little bit about us. We are a little over 11,000 students total. Our undergrad population is right around 9,500. Our student to faculty ratio is about 14:1, and our average class size here is around 30 students. We are a Division I school. We're in the Mountain West Conference. We have 17 Division I sports here on campus with around 400 student athletes. So we'll talk about just the kind of the makeup of our student body. We have students from all over. We have them from all 50 states and 83 different countries. Our student body is right about 57% in-state students and about 43% non-resident students. For our incoming freshman class, though, we're usually about 50-50 split. We usually have about 50% in-state and 50% out-of-state students here. Talk a little bit about our majors we have here on campus. We have 8 colleges and 2 schools, which have about 85 bachelor programs, so 200 areas of study. So lots of options for major and minoring as well. I always like to point out we have a lot of opportunities for students to do undergraduate research here as well. We have about 800 plus students that do undergraduate research annually here at the University of Wyoming. Some of our more popular majors here in areas of study, our engineering, School of Engineering is extremely popular. It's a fantastic program. We have lots of different engineering programs, anything from architectural all the way to petroleum engineering. We also have a fantastic education program, as well as really great business and agriculture programs as well. This is one thing I love to talk about. Love to talk about our study abroad program. We have the largest endowed study abroad program in the nation. So we had a fantastic endowment given to us for students to be able to study abroad. So we have 400 sites worldwide as well as domestic locations. I encourage everybody to study abroad. As my biggest regret in college is that I didn't, and I know a lot of other people who regret that they didn't study abroad as well. So definitely don't make that mistake I did and study abroad. It's a fantastic opportunity to do so, and we have lots of scholarship opportunities available for students who want to study abroad. We have lots of areas that we support our students here, anywhere from advising, mentoring, tutoring, all of those things are available for students to be successful here at the University of Wyoming. So if you need help, just reach out. We're always there to be able to help you. Talk a little bit about the financial aid we offer here at the University of Wyoming. About 95% of first-time students receive some type of financial aid or scholarship with us. We've been ranked consistently as one of the best value institutions to come to, and specifically out of state as well. We are very affordable as an out-of-state option for students. I'll talk a little bit about our Brown and Gold commitment. This is specifically a merit scholarship for out-of-state students. We do have a test optional area in this grid, which you can see online. But if you do have an ACT or SAT score, you can see where your GPA and your score lines up on the grid. We have opportunities for scholarships from $2,500 all the way up to $12,000. And this is an annual amount where you can receive that each year as long as you maintain a 3.4 GPA. To apply to the University of Wyoming, we look at 4 years English, math, and science, 3 years social science, and a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 or higher. We are test optional for fall 2022, and as well as for scholarships as well. I know I mentioned that earlier, but we are test optional for both. But if you want to send us a score, we will absolutely take that. You can apply on the Common App or on our website. We do require a $40 application fee. And definitely come visit us. We're a beautiful state. And if you have questions about where to eat or where to go hike and do things outdoors while you're on campus doing your visit, just let me know. But definitely schedule in-person tour. And we have some virtual options as well. So definitely feel free to contact me if you have any questions. And thanks for listening to a little bit about the University of Wyoming.
Thank you, University of Wyoming. Our next presenter is Washington State University.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Micah DeMarco, and I'm one of the admissions counselors for Washington State University. I am not your admissions counselor. Your admissions counselor is working hard in Hawaii right now, so I get to talk with you. I'm a third generation Washington State University graduate, so grandparents met on campus, parents both went here, and I graduated a handful of years back. We'll start off with the first question, which is always, where is WSU located? We're in Eastern Washington, pretty close to the border of Idaho. Our friends at Gonzaga who arrived are just about an hour and a half from us, so we're pretty close to a metropolitan area. The city of Pullman is definitely a college town. When we say a college town, it is 2/3 college students. When school is in session, that means the average age of someone living in Pullman is 22.1 years old. So it's incredibly young. I love that because it evens the playing field, especially for you all as out-of-state students. Everyone's new to Pullman, so it makes the community really strong. It also makes us incredibly safe. We're one of the safest schools in the country. We're the safest in the Pac-12 conference, as well as the safest in the state of Washington. So especially as a female, something I appreciated. A little bit about things to do. We're a small town, but we've got lots going on. Athletics, clubs, entertainment. We're a pretty big school, so we have all of the big school perks. But I will say that one of the things that kind of differentiates us is, again, college town. So involvement plays an especially large role in a college town because everyone's new, everyone's getting acclimated at the same time. So involvement will be an especially large piece with us. And then Greek life is big. About 1 in 3 of our students is Greek, and we are one of only 3 schools in the country that has an increasing number of students involved in Greek life. With academics, we've got lots and lots. Like I said, we're a pretty big school. So we'll have as our largest be business, engineering, and then anything pre-health. We have our own vet school, med school, nursing school, and pharmacy school. Big thing for you all to know is that WSU admits into the university and not into a major. So having no idea what you think you want to study is totally okay. We know that statistically 2/3 of students switch their major at least once. I'm sure many of the other presenters today can verify that they did the same as me. I switched mine 3 times. So know that at WSU, you're welcome to switch around as much as you need or want to. For our application process, it's really, really simple. The biggest thing to know is we're looking at your transcripts for admission. That is how we're deciding if you are eligible. When we get your transcripts, we're looking to make sure you've taken the right classes, your grades, everything all the other colleges are looking for. Big things to know, we're not looking at SAT or ACT. There are no essays, no letters of recommendation, no personal statements, anything like that. It's just your transcripts. And then those of you who apply, whose GPA unweighted, so on a 4.0 scale is a 3.6 or above, you'll automatically be admitted to the university. So pretty quick turnaround time for those students. I'll put this up here really quick in case parents especially want to take a screenshot. But I do want to talk about some of our scholarships in particular. For out-of-state students, we're looking just at GPA to see if you qualify. So students with an unweighted 3 to a 3.39 will automatically receive $7,000 per year off of tuition. And those students who are at a 3.4 or above will automatically receive $11,000 per year off of their tuition. If I switch back really quick, if you got that $11,000 a year, you are pretty close to what an in-state student is paying. So it's a great way to bring the cost down. Housing is also required on campus, but it's pretty cheap to live in Pullman. So after freshman year, you get to move off campus, and we see our students save quite a bit of money living in Eastern Washington, or at least our part of Eastern Washington. Finally, we have everything is open now. So if you have any seniors that end up watching, January 31 is the deadline. Students have until that national confirmation date to tell us yes or no. So their spot is good until then. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Like I said, not your admissions counselor, but I used to be, so happy to answer anything you might have, and have a good rest of your night and go Cougs.
Thank you, Washington State. Our next presenter is Wichita State University.
Hi, everyone. Let me just get my screen shared here real quick. Let's see here. Okay, so my name is Maddie Schreiwise. I am the admission counselor for the Fort Worth area. We actually have two other admission representatives, one in the Dallas area and one in Houston. So if I'm not your admission rep, then I can get you connected with your specific rep as well. So this first slide, we're just going to go over a couple of fun facts about Wichita State. So we have about an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio, or faculty to student ratio. And so that means you're going to get the smaller class sizes for sure. We have about 16,000 students on campus. We are the most diverse college in Kansas, and we actually are the largest city in the state of Kansas. We have over 300 student organizations, so there's always something going on at Wichita State, and we actually have over 350 events that happen every year. So almost every day there's something going on. It's very easy to find your people and find a really great group of friends. So some people might hear going out of state to Kansas, you might be kind of scared of out of state tuition, but with us at Wichita State, we have what we call the Shocker City Partnership. So if you guys live in Dallas, Fort Worth, Waco, Austin, San Antonio, or Houston area, you're actually going to be paying in-state tuition. And so that's going to be $8,800 per year. So there's no out-of-state fees for you guys. So if you're trying to get to an out-of-state school, we're a really good option because you can get there very quickly. We're about 5 hours away and you can do it affordably. If you don't live in one of those specific towns that I just mentioned, you would fall into our Shocker Select program. And so with this, if you're not in one of those main cities that I just mentioned, you're actually going to get 33% off of your tuition, making it $12,222 per year for tuition. So it's a really great opportunity, like I mentioned, to get to an out-of-state school affordably. Okay, so we have a lot of majors at Wichita State. We have 70 majors you can choose from. I'm going to go ahead and highlight just a couple of our most popular ones. So our most popular is aerospace engineering. We're actually #1 in the nation for research and development funding. So there's a lot of opportunities for you guys to do research as well as internship opportunities as well. And most of our engineering buildings are brand new, so you're going to have state-of-the-art facilities for that. We have our Barton School of Business. We are in the top 1% of schools in the country because of our dual accreditation. It's very hard to get double accredited, and so we're really proud of keeping that accreditation for our business students. And we actually have a brand new business building that will be done in the next few months. It's a $50 million building, so you'll have state-of-the-art facilities for that. And criminal justice and forensic science is very unique. It's actually the law enforcement training facility for the city of Wichita. And so on top of your classes that you'll have, you will get experience with people in the actual field that will be in your building. So that's very unique as well. And so this is our innovation campus. It's very new. It used to be an 18-hole golf course, so it can kind of give you an estimated size. We have a lot of companies coming in. You can see a few of them on the right side here. Just naming a few, we have Spirit Aerosystems, NetApp, Airbus. So they are building their facilities on our campus, and they're giving internships only to our students. So if you are interested in aerospace engineering, for example, we have Airbus right here, which is an airplane manufacturer, and they are giving internships specifically to you guys. So you can go straight from your dorms, straight to your classes, and then straight right across the sidewalk to your internship with them if you get it. So it's a really great opportunity for the internships and research that I mentioned earlier. And so at Wichita State, we're all about applied learning. We really want all of our students to get hands-on experience and do internships in the city of Wichita. We are a bigger city. We're not a small college town. So there are more businesses and companies and hospitals for you guys to get internships with while you're here. Our students earn more than $18 million in their co-ops and internships. So, and most of them are going to be paid. So it's a really great opportunity to get some more funding for your schooling. Okay, so for admission purposes, you can go to wichita.edu/apply, or we are also on the Common App as well. And our admission requirements, you guys just need one of the three things listed right here on the left. So just the 2.25 GPA or 21 ACT or 1060 SAT. We do have an application fee of $40. We do a lot of waivers if you guys need a waiver. And then you'll just self-report your GPA and self-report your test scores. And then when you graduate, you'll send your official transcript. So it's a fairly easy application process with us. For this, these are our freshman merit scholarships. We have a November 1st priority deadline, so keep that in mind. And the final deadline is December 1st. You can see what you'd be eligible for based on the ACT or SAT on the left side and the unweighted GPA on the top of this chart. So as long as you have a 21 ACT or 1060 SAT and a 3.0 unweighted GPA, you're automatically eligible for this scholarship. And the scholarship can actually be stacked on top of the in-state tuition discount that you're getting as well. Housing, this is a little bit about our housing. The application is open right now. There's no community bathrooms. Everything's apartment and suite style, and the oldest dorm is 8 years old. So they're all very new and really nice. We definitely recommend that you guys come in for a campus visit. We offer visits every day. You'll get a free t-shirt. You can also meet with your academic department as well. And you can come in and see the admission office, see campus. If you're not ready to make the trip up to Wichita just yet, I definitely recommend doing one of our virtual tours on campus. So you can do that virtually, and you can also meet with us on Zoom. We can definitely schedule anything you guys need virtually. And then this is our information. My name is Maddie Schreiwise again, so you can see my information here. Feel free to scan this QR code if you guys want to get some more information from us, and all of our social media is here on the left. And I'll put my information in the chat as well. Have a great night. Thanks for meeting with me.
Thank you, Wichita State. Our final presenter tonight is Gonzaga University.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Claire Silva, and I am Associate Director of Admission at Gonzaga University. You can see my screen here. This gives you a good glimpse of our campus. We are located in Spokane, Washington, so Eastern Washington. This is our campus. It's along the Spokane River, and downtown Spokane is about a 10 or 15-minute walk. Being in a large city lends itself very well for our students to get great internships and jobs throughout their time at Gonzaga, as well as just, engaging in what they might want to be doing after graduation. We are a private liberal arts university. We are also a Jesuit Catholic school. A part of our mission is educating students for lives of leadership and service for the common good. So two really distinctive parts of who we are is we want students to be leaders. So we focus on leadership development. We have over 800 different leadership opportunities at Gonzaga. So if you're interested in leadership, you would have many options at Gonzaga. And then also the ideas of social justice and service. We put in nearly over 100,000 hours of service as a student body. So if you're passionate about service, social justice, advocacy work, Gonzaga is a place that you would be able to engage in that very much so. We have over 75 programs of study within 5 main schools, which are listed in these top 5 here: College of Arts and Sciences, Business, Education, Engineering and Applied Science, and Nursing and Human Physiology. Additionally, we have a law school and our Leadership Studies program. So our programs at Gonzaga are basically all, you apply to Gonzaga and you can declare your major into whatever major it is that you'd like to go into. Our nursing and engineering programs take a little bit additional review of your application. Those are direct admit programs. You will find out at the time of admission if you are admitted into those programs, either engineering or nursing. Technically, all of our programs are direct admit programs, just that with those, we take just an extra look at your application and preparation within science and math. Really, these pictures really show hands-on learning opportunities. We have a 94% success rate, so 94% of students employed furthering their education in master's or PhD programs, or in service organizations like the Peace Corps. So really a lot of it is that students are not only able to say, this is what I learned while I was at Gonzaga, but this is what I did while I was there. So just providing students with opportunities for internships, field studies, research, many different opportunities to just apply what you're learning in the classroom to real world experiences. Additionally, so I mentioned we're a medium-sized school. We have just about 5,000 undergraduates. What I love about the size is we have big school feel, big school spirit. We're a Division I school athletically. So being the size that we are, that's a very unique part of the student experience. And on the flip side of that, average class size is 23. So you still know your professors. Even in your freshman year, you'll have small class sizes. You will never have large lecture halls with hundreds of people in them. So that's the type of academic experience that you'll get. I mentioned we're a Catholic university. We have nearly 40 faiths represented at Gonzaga. You do not have to be Catholic to go to Gonzaga. The idea is we want you to leave Gonzaga with a better understanding of what you do believe in, but also have a better understanding of what other people believe in, their cultures, religions, backgrounds, and beliefs. Some key things at Gonzaga, we're not a commuter campus. People don't leave on the weekends. 82% of our students come from over 200 miles away. So I think that's important if you're looking to go far away for school, knowing that you'll have people to hang out with on the weekend. A ton of people study abroad at Gonzaga. It's over 64% of students study abroad. All of your financial aid and scholarships apply. We really want our students to get a global experience. I talked about a very spirited campus. Students are really engaged in clubs and intramurals and sports, over 130 clubs and organizations, just to get involved, academic clubs, political clubs, service clubs, cultural clubs, faith-based clubs, just many ways to get involved and meet people who have similar interests as you. If you come to Gonzaga, we want you to know we have amazing resources to help you be successful. There's a small sampling list here to just know that if you come to Gonzaga, there's many departments and resources available to you so that you can access to be successful. Whether it's our Center for Academic Success, they provide tutoring, or our Unity Multicultural Education Center, or Lincoln LGBTQ+ Resource Center. They have 2 pillars really focusing around education and celebration, and really helping all students feel welcome, whoever they are and however they identify. Okay, I want to talk about admission. We use the Common application. That is the only application we use. And if you're looking to transfer, we have a transfer specific app, but if you're a first year applicant, the Common app is our only app. Our deadline for admission is December 1st. Please try to hit that deadline, just a 1 app deadline. If you do miss it, that you can apply late by February 1st. You will still be considered for merit scholarships, but we really encourage students to try to get that December 1st deadline. We are completely test optional. You do not need an SAT or ACT to be considered for Gonzaga admission, scholarships, application-based programs. This gets you a sense of our recommended coursework. We really want you to know that Gonzaga guarantees our funding for 4 years. So we have a lot of opportunities, and 98% of our students receive financial aid and scholarships. We're open for in-person visits if you want to come check out campus, but also have tons of virtual options. Your counselor is Becky Stockton, and she's amazing. If you have further questions tonight, you can reach out to her.
Thank you, Gonzaga. I would now like to invite all of our panelists to join me on video as we have time for a brief Q&A. All right, I'd like to ask you all, what is one myth you would like to debunk about the college admissions process?
I'll start. I think that a lot of times people are like, we're looking for reasons to deny this student, and that's not the case. We're always, I think that we really are trying to give students the benefit of the doubt and trying to looking for reasons to admit those students. And I think that that's a common myth. There are a lot of really selective universities out there, but many of us are, you know, we want to accept more than we deny students. So I want to convey that the majority of colleges and universities are not those like accepting 3 to 4% of the applicants.
Yeah, I would just agree with that and say fit is the number one thing you're looking for, and there's a college out there that is a good fit for you that wants you to go there. So as nervous as the process can be, just give yourself a little grace and know that there's lots of people to answer all of your questions and to help you feel comfortable in kind of this process that can be confusing at times.
I'll jump in and say, I always like to encourage parents and students to not get hung up on making sure they know exactly what degree the student needs to major in right off the bat, and that most of the time they're going to change it, and to really pick, as Jeff said, the fit, because you can find the major, but if you don't like the university you're at, just because they have your major, it cannot be good. So I always tell parents and students to not get hung up on having to have to know what their degree is right away. And it's hard to know at 18. So if you change it, it's okay.
I second that. And, you know, when you come for a campus visit, don't be afraid to ask for academic, you know, ask us for an academic appointment or to meet with different departments or meet with student organizations. We want you to experience the campus, and all of us can say that. We want you to make sure that you are having the best possible campus visit experience. And especially if you're coming from farther away, you know, we want to make the most out of that visit experience. So don't be afraid to ask for academic appointments or any appointments during your campus visits.
I would say don't be afraid to ask questions, especially in settings like this where we're in a virtual setting. There could be a lot of other students that have the same question as you. So there's no such thing as a dumb question ever. We love answering all the questions that you guys could have. And if we don't know the answer, we would just say, okay, let me find out and I'll get back with you. So really ask all the questions you think of.
And I'll say not really a myth to bust, but a bit of advice is check your email. None of us have mastered telepathy just yet, and so it's really hard for us to get information to you. So make sure you're checking your email, check your phone, check the mail. We'll do our best to get in contact with you, but it also takes you opening things we send.
Awesome. And I have one more question. Think of it as a lightning round. So really quick, what is one thing you want students to remember about your college or university?
I would say top thing to remember about us is your tuition discount. Again, those big cities, they get in-state tuition. And if you're in just general Texas, you'll get 33% off of your tuition.
For DigiPen, our most successful students are one that have passion. We don't just accept the geniuses that are masters of math and science.
For the University of Wyoming, I always tell students that you're going to get the bigger Division I experience at a much smaller scale here. So if you're wanting to still go somewhere where you're going to get a fun college game day experience, but at a much smaller scale, we're it. So that's what I always like to tell parents and students.
I just like to say Gonzaga is a place where people kind of hold doors open for you almost like an awkwardly long amount of time. It's just a community that supports each other and cares about each other. And also I think opens doors in many other ways too.
I would say at KU, it's about opportunities, the opportunities that our students make when it comes to the KU experience on campus, but it's also the study abroad experiences or internship opportunities throughout the school year in Lawrence and Topeka and Kansas City, which is just down the road. So it's just making the most out of those opportunities. And that's really what makes our Jayhawks unique.
And I'll say I've never gone anywhere with my Coug logo on in an airport and not gotten a Go Cougs. It is bizarre how often I get stopped places. So it's a fun community.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for your responses there, and thank you for your presentations tonight. We are out of time, so I'd like to share my screen with you one more time and share a few final remarks. So thank you for those of you who are watching us live, as well as those who will watch later on demand. For our live viewers, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This session has been recorded, and you'll be able to view it alongside all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Texas. Thank you once again, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.